Listen carefully. Right now, there's a person on your table. He's 23 years old. There's a hole in his abdomen the size of a fist. He's looking at you. He's not screaming. He's just looking. And his eyes hold one question. Will you survive? Outside, shells are exploding. The generator cuts in and out. The last bag of blood of the right type, you used it an hour ago. Your assistant says quietly, blood pressure's dropping, 40/0. You have maybe 4 minutes. And at that moment, 2 more people are carried into the tent. You are a surgeon. You trained for this for 8 years, but no university in the world prepared you for what you're feeling right now. Today, we'll live through this day together in first person, and I promise you one thing. After this video, you'll see life a little differently. Let's go. Your name is Maxim Orlov, 38 years old, trauma surgeon. Before the war, you worked at the Sklifosky Institute in Moscow. Sklifosky is the Institute of Emergency Medicine, the best school in the country. You saw everything there: car accidents, stabbings, street gunshot wounds. You thought you'd seen it all. You were wrong. 3 months ago, you signed a contract with an international medical organization. Why? Hard to explain. Money? Partly. But mostly, you were watching the news, watching people die over there from things they shouldn't die from blood loss, from pneumothorax, from things you can treat with your eyes closed, if you have the tools and the time. There were no tools. There was no time. So you went. The first 2 weeks, you couldn't sleep. Not from fear, from the sound. You didn't understand that artillery fire is something you feel in your body, not with your ears, with your whole body, like the earth breathing out of rhythm. Then you got used to it. And that, by the way, is the most frightening part, when you realize you've gotten used to it. Your field hospital is 3 army tents connected by passageways, 1 operating room, 22 beds. Staff, you, 2 surgical residents, 4 nurses, and an anesthesiologist named Sergey, who smokes right at the entrance to the OR and says it helps him think. Equipment? Half of it works. The other half works if you hit it. Every day, they bring in anywhere from 5 to 30 people. On quiet days, 5. On not-so-quiet days, you stop counting. Today is not a quiet day. 5 in the morning. You haven't slept yet. Not because you couldn't, because you didn't get the chance. Yesterday, you finished with the last patient at 3:30, lay down, and 40 minutes later, the alarm. 3 brought in, all at once. You walk out to the triage tent. That's what they call the first tent where everyone arrives. This is where you do triage. You know that word? Triage is a French word. It means sorting. In ordinary life, it's when the ER decides who waits and who goes first. In a war zone, triage is something different. Here, you look at 3 people and decide which one of them you'll help, because you can't help all 3 at the same time. First, a young guy, shrapnel wound to the shoulder. He's screaming. That's a good sign. Means he's conscious, means his pressure is holding. He can wait. Second, a man around 40, not moving, breathing rapid and shallow. Pupils, different sizes. That means traumatic brain injury with herniation. You know what that means. Even if you start right now, you don't have a neurosurgeon, you don't have a CT scanner, you don't have what he needs. You turn away. The nurse looks at you. You say quietly, "Pain management, hold his hand." She understands. He will die. You can't save him, and if you try, the 2 people you can save will die. This is the first decision of today. Third, a woman, a medic, one of yours. Abdomen, penetrating wound. She goes to your table, immediately. You wash your hands. Sergey's already coming in from the other side. "Ready?" he asks. "Always," you say. That's not true. You're never ready. You just learn over time not to show it. The operation lasts 2 hours and 20 minutes. I won't describe the details to you, not because they're disturbing, but because that's not the point. The point is this. At some moment, about an hour in, her heart stops, literally, asystole on the monitor, a flat line. Sergey looks at you. In that moment, and only that moment, a thought comes to you that you'll be ashamed of later. The thought, she's a colleague, she's one of us. Does that matter more? No, it can't. You know this rule, and you've never broken it. Every patient is equal. Otherwise, you stop being a doctor. You begin cardiac massage, direct, hands inside the chest cavity, not through the sternum, it's already open. 30 seconds, 60, 90. At 110 seconds, rhythm. Sergey exhales as though he hadn't been breathing the whole time. Maybe he hadn't. You continue, you close, you suture. Your hands don't shake. They never shake during surgery, only after. It's a strange quirk of your body that you first noticed back at Sklifosky. During, complete control. After, you sit on a crate outside, stare at your hands, and they have a life of their own for about 10 minutes. You walk out, sit down on the crate, look at your hands. Outside, it's rumbling again, closer than this morning.
By noon, you've performed 3 more operations. 1 successful, 1 partial. The guy will survive, but the leg couldn't be saved. You'll tell him yourself. You always tell them yourself. You believe it's your job, not someone else's. The 3rd, no. The guy died on the table. 20 years old. You managed to see a photograph that fell from his breast pocket. A girl, laughing. Summertime. You placed the photograph beside him. That was all you could do. In field medicine, there's a concept, distance. Experienced doctors say, you need distance. You can't let things get to you, otherwise you'll break. You understand what they mean, and you understand that you don't have that distance. You never did. Maybe that's why you're here and not somewhere else. During the break, if you can call it that, you eat something, cold from a can, sitting in your surgical gown. Nurse Anya, she's 26, she's from Lutsk, she's been working here for 7 months, sets a cup of coffee in front of you. You didn't sleep last night, she says. Not a question. Neither did you say. She shrugs. I'm used to it. That word again, used to it. You think, is there a limit to what you can get used to? Or does one morning you wake up and realize you're no longer afraid, no longer hurting, no longer moved by anything, and that is the most terrifying thing of all. You finish the coffee, stand up, walk on. Here is the moment I'm telling you this story for. 6 in the evening, getting dark. You'd started to think the day was winding down, relatively quiet by local standards. 2 arrive at once, simultaneously. First, a boy, 14 years old. Shrapnel has clipped his lung. Tension pneumothorax, that's when air fills the pleural cavity and literally compresses the heart. Without surgery, 20 minutes, maybe less. Technically, this is fixable. You need 40 minutes of clean work. Second, a military doctor from a neighboring unit, 40 years old. 4 gunshot wounds, 2 to the chest, 1 to the abdomen, 1 to the leg. He's unconscious. His odds worse. The surgery longer. But he is a doctor. He has saved lives. He may save more. 1 operating room, 1 anesthesiologist, 1 of you. You can only take 1. You stand between 2 gurneys. 5 seconds. 10. Anya is looking at you. The resident is looking at you. Everyone is waiting. You know the rule. You know what you were taught. Priority to the one who can be saved faster, with greater probability, to free up the table for the next one. You take the boy. The second doctor dies 37 minutes later, while you're operating. Anya holds his hand. He never regains consciousness. The boy survives. You walk out of the operating room, sit down directly on the ground, not on a crate, just on the ground, and for the first time in 3 months, you cry. Not sobbing, just silently, for a few minutes.
Sergei comes out after you, sits down beside you, doesn't say a word, just sits. That is perhaps the most important thing one person can do for another in a moment like this. Just sit beside them, in silence. Late at night, when everything goes quiet, you sit and write a letter home, to your wife. You haven't spoken in 2 weeks. The connection was bad. You write by hand because it feels more honest that way. You write, "I can't explain to you what's happening here, not because it's too frightening, you would understand, but because I don't entirely understand it myself. I thought I would come here to save people. I come here and I can't save all of them. Those are different things. Between them lies a chasm I never saw before. But here is what I know for certain. Today, a boy survived, a boy who is 14 years old. Tomorrow, he'll turn 15, then 16. Then perhaps he'll be old one day and tell his grandchildren something I will never get to hear. And that is more than I can put into words. I'm coming home in a month. I don't know what kind of person I'll be, but I'm coming home." You fold the letter. Look at it. Outside the tent, silence. For the first time all day, real silence. You lie down in your clothes, close your eyes, and you think about one thing. Tomorrow, they'll bring more. And again, you'll stand between gurneys and shoes. And again, do everything possible. And again, it won't be enough. And again, it will be more than nothing. Sometimes, that's all we have. More than nothing. Thank you for living through this day with me.